Good morning, good morning. I am coming to you early this morning from the garden. I'm just getting up and I forgot to water the garden yesterday. Just been a very busy weekend. I did want to go ahead and just do a the month of June update. Today is June 29th, tomorrow being the last day of this month. And so I have a lot that I have to actually come out here and harvest a few things that I have like the cauliflower. I've been wanting to pull that out of the bed. And then I do need to fertilize everything out here, but I need to water because, again, I had a very busy weekend and I was not able to come out here and water. So today will be basically the cleanup day. I'm getting a lot of any weeds or anything that's dead or just been eaten by bugs because the bugs have been heavy. I will say, and now that I've gone through last year's first grow season for me, and then I went through starting everything in the winter and then getting everything transplanted out in the spring. Summer right now is just not my favorite grow season. I will say that, mainly because the heat, the hot weather. I'm not a fan of being out here for hours on end, sweating and all of that. But the bugs have like quadrupled from when spring first began, and I'm fighting more off of like my brassias every day, mainly my collards that I was really concerned about. But as the season wind down and we transition into fall is what I'm looking forward to the most. But here is my little update. Let me see if I can flip this around. Also, I want to add, the bonnet is because of the bugs. I just don't want anything crawling on me or falling on me that I just don't know about and find out later. And spiders and bugs and stuff just in my hair. I just can't do it. But yeah, I don't just typically wear bonnets outside of my house. But being out in this garden has definitely had me like, not necessarily freaked out, but just I hate bugs. And I know that they are very much needed in this ecosystem out here to help pollinate things and just keep everything thriving. So I just do what I have to do to protect myself from that, as well as just mosquitoes. Another reason why I'm not a fan of just summer growing. They seem to love my blood, love me. And so yeah, Off Spray is my friend. This bonnet is my friend. But we're gonna see what we can harvest before the bugs eat, majority of the hard work, because that's what I feel like I'm racing against. I'm racing against the sun for the most part, but also the bugs eating my stuff before I get a chance to. But yeah, here's the garden update. Okay, so these are our sweet potatoes that I just planted probably about a week ago or so. I started this from a sweet potato that I brought from the store, and I grew slips by putting it in water for about a month and a half, and it has gone and grown beautifully. So I will move them, because I only moved everything here in this little path that I started because we are going to till. For one, we needed to cut the grass bad, and now not even a week later it's back to here. But we're gonna till this area here and widen it a bit so that I can move the watermelon patch back over here. And I believe I'm gonna put the sweet potatoes over there too. I do have another bag of sweet potatoes here. These ones are growing a little bit slower than my other ones, even though I started these slips maybe a month after the other, but these ones kind of grew up much faster. I'm not sure why, but I think that this particular section of the garden is not getting as much sun as it is over here, so I will eventually move them all over there to the watermelon patch. But these are the watermelon. Remember when I first transplanted the initial seedlings and I had to split them up, but they died like almost instant. So within that same time frame, I did just pop some seeds into the bags just to kind of make sure I can still have some type of harvest this summer. This is my first time trying watermelon. I do need to move these because they're holding on to the grass. And as you see, remember I told y'all I have to start my path over because he said I did it wrong, and he's gonna till all of this, and we're gonna lay it properly this time so I can get my little archway trellis over here. But yes, my watermelon is thriving. This one is, I don't know why I planted them all at the same time, but this one has been the slowest grower so far. More here. I think I have about 6 or 7 bags of watermelon. And these are crimson sweet watermelon. And then there's a bag of onions. Some mushrooms started growing in there. I have 2 things of peppers, jalapeno and sweet bell peppers. And this on this side. Let me see. And you see the little sunscathe. But I did harvest a lot of carrots recently, and I still have the remaining that I need to pull out, which I will be doing this morning. My Brussels sprouts, I did pull out the onions. Oh, and I also pulled out the onions in here, but I pulled out my onions and the carrots from this bed. Ooh, and they started producing like crazy. So maybe they were just too crowded, because as you see, yes, I think they were too crowded. So with them being out of the bed, they started taking off. Okay. Brussels sprouts. Let me see if I can get this one to focus. Okay, no, you don't want to focus. But y'all see it. So yeah, I did uncover everything for one so I can do this tour, but so that I can really go in here and do my cleanup. I forgot to uncover that one. But I needed to do cleanup in the garden, and I needed to fertilize everything. This is my squash. I want to grow these vertically, so I want to get them off the ground, because we did lose one squash. I don't think I don't think it pollinated. Like this one here, I think it's gonna shrivel up and die because I don't feel like that one pollinated as well. As you see, my collard is being munched on. I've been pulling off very little worms. So I know that some moths will lay some eggs in here, but I've been pulling them off, spraying them with neem oil. I ran out of neem oil. I do need to get some more. And I was trying not to sprinkle DE. DE is just so messy and it covers everything, but I know it keeps the bugs away. But I also needed pollinators around for like my cucumbers. I did end up moving the 4 cucumber seedlings that I had started in the house out to this bed, and I will walk around to the other side. But I moved 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want them to vine. I put basil here just because they were on the front porch and I needed to go ahead and place them, but they are growing really tall. My asparagus is still doing well. A lot of them are ferning out. They're still actually producing, which I have a bag full in the house to cook today. My strawberry runners I'm experimenting with just to see if I can start another, like a strawberry patch on this side. My onions are still around the border, and as you see that they're still coming in slowly. I did start those from seed, so I expect them to take a while. And then on this side was my garlic. I thought it was 3 of them. I may have lost one because it used to be 3. But yeah, this was garlic all over here. And then, of course, my onions alongside the border. My wildflowers are growing nice and wild. I'm not really sure what I expected them to look like or how tall they would get. We did get some more citronella plants. The broccoli shoots. I haven't really been doing much to this. This was I don't know what this was. I want to say it might have been pokeweed. I just never got in here to pull it out. And then I did harvest the cauliflower that was in here, and it was a baby one underneath that started to grow. So I just kind of left it to see what it'll do. pepper plant here, and these should be green peppers, I thought, but it looks like jalapenos maybe. My thyme is looking quite nice. My echinacea. I had to check to see if this is the correct variety to use for medicinal purposes. This was a coneflower, but I need to do a little bit more homework on that. So we haven't, last year when they grew, we didn't use it for anything. So this year I intend to, use the dead head and use whatever parts of the plant for medicinal purposes, but I kind of got to do a little bit more homework on that variety. This is our squash, and I did have an onion in here, but I'm kind of mad because I feel like they were planted, even though this started like on this side, is growing up this way, which is impeding the space of this onion bulb. So I feel like this onion is probably not going to get as large as I would like it to be, but they're a little too tight and I didn't want to pull it. We did get quite a few cucumbers off of here. I want to say about 2 to 3 cucumbers, and these are the pickling variety. This plant is not doing well. None of my squash and my zucchini was doing well initially, but now I feel like there's some vine borers, and I'll get to the other side where they are, but they're just not doing well. And these are not doing as well as I expected them to be. Everything will start to grow, but then they end up rotting off, likely due to low pollination. The palm trees are palming. They're gonna be huge, and I probably should have to move those somewhere else. I'm a little scared to come in here because of the spider webs, but we'll get in here anyway. I did have flowers here. They all, this particular type of flower doesn't really do well, but they all grew, turned nice and pretty and pink, and then they died off. This is our peppers in here. These should be jalapeno peppers. I haven't harvested any. I wanted them to get a little bit bigger. Let's see. That's grown beautifully. We have another, these should be bell peppers in here. And then these are our string beans, our green bean, bush beans. I did harvest much of these earlier in the week. I'm just giving them time and space to regrow or grow more. I also harvested strawberries. They were really little, but they also just didn't do well. I don't know if I left them up here too long, or maybe they're not getting enough sun because they are underneath this tree in the shaded area, but they're growing. They're just not growing how I want them. They don't look appetizing, put it like that. So I did throw those out into the compost. This bed here is where I really needed to do cleanup. As you see, this broccoli is huge, but I really don't want to pull the broccoli out because I want to see if I can get them, or get it to, let me pull this out. I want to see if I can grow this through the fall. But this broccoli is growing, it's reaching toward the sun basically. But I have a cabbage head right here, and the leaves and everything is just growing so big and wild that it's covering my cabbage. And it finally has a nice little head growing, but this broccoli is just taking over. So she needs either some support, or I need to cut her back some or something. But my kale, and we have more kale there. We have another broccoli head here. So I now know I will not plant broccoli this close to cabbage. We have another head here, and you see all, like, it just looks bad. So I know that's a watering issue. We did have a lot of rain recently. This one was actually the one that I was excited about because it would have been done first, but yeah, it's going right in compost because I really don't know what happened with it, whether this is rain related or whether this is a disease of some sort or bugs got to it. I really don't know Womp, womp, womp. More kale, more broccoli shoots. And I have another cabbage head that's doing well. So I have my maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 cabbage heads that may make it through. Here is the section that is just not doing well. So I probably will just get rid of, literally, this is a zucchini, cucumber. I don't remember what this was. No, that was zucchini as well. And then this fourth one was squash. And they're all, like, this cucumber plant has not produced a single cucumber. Everything literally shrivels up and die. This did produce one zucchini, but we ended up, it's in the house, but it hasn't grown anything else. The leaves were all dying. I think this one has a vine borer problem, so I'm going to pull that out. This, oh, I thought it was a zucchini. Nope. This is a zucchini one. I'm gonna leave this one alone. It seems to be doing pretty well. The leaves all did what this one, the cucumbers and this one did, but they started regrowing new leaves, and it's working right now, so I'm gonna leave it be. My squash and zucchini here. Everything lately, this one has regrown more leaves because it was, what is that? A bug that the ants are eating, maybe. But yeah, this one has regrown new leaves, and it's nice and green and plush. A lot of these have died off, and they just regrew more greener leaves. Like this one all looked like that one, which is kind of why I've been leaving it, to see if it'll regrow, but I don't know. But I think this one has a vine borer too, because spider webs. Look at the stem. It just doesn't look healthy, and everything that is been produced, it'll produce, and then it'll shrivel up and die. So here I have harvested much of the basil, and it regrows and is regrowing beautifully. As I noticed, they tried to, because it is very hot, and I know that they love cool weather, but as they grow the flowers, I just been plucking them off, and it's been making them more bushier and fuller. But these will be our first fruits of tomatoes that I'll be plucking probably today, and let them finish ripening in the house. We have quite a few tomatoes here. Same with this one. They are growing. These are beefsteak tomatoes in these ones. And to be honest, I really don't know what variety these ones are, or these ones here. But we do have a lot on that one. I do not know which are determinate or indeterminate. I've just newly learned that term and have not learned the differences between them yet. And I want to say I read up on it, but I just forgot. But I feel like indeterminate will just keep producing constantly, whereas determinate will produce all at one time, and then that's it. You really won't get much else. So I don't know what varieties I have. I don't know which are determinate or indeterminate, but I'm just having fun growing them. And I just want them to taste good and not be infested with bugs or eaten up by bugs before we get an opportunity to eat them. And then we're here. So this is one of my favorite beds because I love collard greens so much. They're doing quite well, except again, the moths and cabbage worms are just going to town. But I'm not mad because they do need to eat as well. It's a part of the whole ecosystem here. So they help us, we help them. This is that volunteer tomato. This is weed. This is that volunteer tomato. Looks like, I don't know what this is. I use my little app. It's probably weed too. But This is a volunteer tomato. I have not done a single thing to it. As you see, it is not even supported. It did have some flowers. It has not been pollinated because it has been under that mesh. I want to pull it out. I just have to find the time to put it into another bag. This cauliflower I will harvest today. I did not like the last time I made it. It's just, cauliflower doesn't taste like anything. I just wanted to see if I could grow it because that was my first time growing cauliflower, and I've been giving it away to family that eats it. So I will take this out today now that it has a nice size head to it, and I will be putting something else here, likely more. I'm gonna pull the tomatoes and just do bush beans on this side. I'm leaving all my collards, and as you see, the bugs are really going to town. I don't think I'm gonna harvest these though, because for one, I want to see how much larger the leaves can get, but also because I feel like I've been eating collard greens every week. And you see that? That has to go. That's a little nest of them, or a cocoon. So yeah, I gotta get rid of that because I don't want them to eat everything. More broccoli. Again, I'm just trying to see how they do and hold up through fall. So I'm leaving them, even though we're not, the shoots are either burning up, because I really don't know why they're turning black, because they're under a shade cloth, but I don't know if the sun is just burning them up or if they're just going bad. But I want to see what they do throughout the fall. I forgot to show y'all this wildflower wall, looking like it's dying. Our elderberry bush, the flowers have started to die off. I have not weeded in here probably in a month, which I need to. Our apple tree is still here, not doing much of anything. Again, I have to get a second one, and we still have not put this into the ground. And then we head to the rest of our herbs. The lavender is doing quite well, and it's taking over the bed. I had no idea they were so invasive. Lemon balm was doing well. Sage is actually doing pretty well. The chamomile never sprouted, likely because of the freaking lavender taking over. My grapes are doing good. And the container said seedless, but these are actually seeded. So, and my daughter loved them. I did harvest one cluster of them because they were starting to rot, and I'm thinking because I left them on maybe too long. So I should probably go ahead and take these as well, but I don't really know much about the grapes. I just saw them and said, I want to try growing them. And I know them Japanese beetles are eating these leaves by judging by how these holes look. But I want to get those into the ground. I went to a winery yesterday for my surprise bridal shower, and I got so excited when I pulled up and I saw their grapevines, and I was able to see how they put theirs in the ground and how they supported them with like twine. So it gave me an idea of how I want to get this into the ground and be able to support it. And then we've been harvesting mint. I've had a few health issues, and we've just been doing home remedies using a lot of the herbs that we're growing in our backyard. Rosemary's doing well as well, and this is the chamomile that I restarted. They haven't been doing much, but you can see little sprouts here. But yeah, so that is my June garden update. Next update, all of this should be where I want it to be, because we have a game plan on redoing everything as far as this path, the watermelon patch, and getting this trellis up, and then moving the squash and cucumber. And well, I'm gonna probably take that stuff out, but I want to see how they do once I move them first before I take them out. But I want to put them back alongside here so that the archway trellis that we put here will offer some sort of shading because they were burning in here in this section. So once I move them back, then I'll get a better feel of how they'll grow and just see if that's a better placement for them. But I do not plan to grow any more crops. The sweet potatoes were probably the last that I'll do right now. I'm not starting any more seeds until likely the end of July, very early August, as I prepare for the fall season of growing. And I'll have all my fall crops. All right, guys, that's a wrap. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.